Welcome to the Le Champion podcast. My special guest at this time is comedian See No Evil. And all around the world, man, we're seeing and we're hearing all the evil that's been going on. Some of it has been shrouded in darkness, and some other has been out in the open. Man, it's just so much going on. Where to even begin?
Hey, we start where we start because the
Start
evil
where
is
we
out
start.
there and I don't see none of it.
See none of it, hearing it. Uh,
No, I hear
how
it.
about
I
we?
just don't see
How
it.
about with? Yeah, I got you. How about with Kurt Franklin and his son? Listening to the audio, I first of all felt if his son was gonna play the audio, he should have played everything and not just that small section where his dad went off on him. I look at it like this: being a man, you handle your business in private. You don't air that out for the whole world to see. How you feel
Yeah,
about it?
that was a chick move. It was, without using the word, it was a female move. Um, it's this is why social media does so well because of stuff like this. You don't have any privacy. You can't say or do anything without the world finding out. And if you have some type of name, it's going to get spread. Okay, and once it spreads, it's like wildfire. And once it's on social media, you automatically get the opinions of anyone who's seen it, and you cannot post anything anywhere without getting an opinion, positive or negative. And unfortunately, this has gotten mainly um, negative reviews. It's unfortunate that this happened, but you know a father can say what he wants to his child. I mean, of course, you still got to be mindful of what you say, but
Mhm.
you no matter how old you get, your parent can still check you.
And to me, it reminds me of the fact that my father always used to have a saying. He used to tell me, "Be seen, not heard." Also, taught growing up, if you got agreements with anyone, you say it to that man. You don't let the world know. And to me,
Hmm.
I ultimately feel like what his son did was disrespectful. You didn't have to let social media know what happened between you and your dad. That was childish. That's not a man. That's not a boys to men move. That's a man to boys move. And it just shows, his son got, a little bit of problems. I like talking about people, but also say, with the instance with the church and everything, we are not here to judge a man. There's plenty of church folks who cuss out their children. Plenty of
Of
pastors
course.
who do wrong. And for them to put it on Kurt Franklin, like Kurt Franklin has to constantly be around it 24/7. 24/7. His son is past the age of 18. He's a grown man. And if he tested his father, which I believe he did, then he should be man enough to face that. He should be man enough to face that. Did Kurt have to cuss? No.
Hmm.
But that's not for us to judge him for cursing out his child because it's
That's his
his
child.
child. It's his child. Now, if he cussed out somebody else's child, okay, I can see why all the fuss is about. But it wasn't nobody else's child. It was his child. You can't tell a person how to parent their child, and that's the problem with the world. The further we've gotten into technology and how much we put social media out, the more people try to tell you like, okay, this is how you should do. But if it was your child, you would do the exact same thing. And some people would even go even farther than Kurt did.
Yeah.
Now let's take a look across the pond with how Meghan Markle was treated dating Prince Harry up until the fact that they got married. A lot of people want to act like the monarchy is innocent in this. This is stuff that we've all known. And the fact that it got put out like this is something that we knew out in the open for years and years and years. The British monarchy. If you look at history, look at the places they conquered, look at how times have changed. Maybe they might not be as open about it, but they still do practice racism.
Of course. And I sat down and thought about it, and I was like, there hasn't been a black person in their royal family ever. And wow. Bug just tried to fly in my ear. I'm sitting on my patio.
You're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
um,
You look relaxed out there.
yeah, it is. It's a beautiful day out here, man. It's beautiful.
Mhm.
Um, they haven't had any melanin in their royal family, and I thought about it. I was like, okay, so looking at it from the inside out, how would that feel? How would you feel if all of a sudden your your son brought home someone that had nothing to do, that wasn't your race? As a black person, your boy brought home a light skinned girl to your royal family, and now your child is going to be mixed when they come out. Would a black person feel the same way? Now, I can say that a black person, um, I've heard many times, don't bring the light skinned folks home. Um, and you can, your parents let you know that if they feel that way from the beginning. But then, when it happens, how do they react? But the chick is not, she's not even dark skinned. No, people didn't even know she had black in her until she said it.
Yeah, everybody thought
I
honestly
don't know
that
how she
she
looked.
was.
I never seen her.
Yeah, that was
So
my first exposure to her, learning that she was married to Harry. And I was like, wait, she's black?
people didn't even know. So
People,
honestly, and then their beef is, what if the child comes out dark? I don't know what the baby looks like. Have you seen the baby? The baby?
no, I have
How,
not
how
actually.
little
I can go
Archie
back
Bunker
and look.
look?
One
Oh,
second.
okay. Yeah, take a look. Take a look.
Yes.
Because that's what they were afraid of. Oh, the baby's gonna come out chocolatey with all that Snicker bar in them and stuff. Now,
Like the baby is light skinned.
of course, the baby's gonna be light because she's light. She's yellow,
Hmm.
from what I understand, and she doesn't look like she has black in her. You have to sit there and stare at her to figure it out, and that's only because she said it. So if she didn't tell them, how would they have found out besides meeting her side of the family? So I think they're overreacting. They're being stupid, of course. Racism is stupid,
See,
but
her mom is actually dark skinned, but she came out light. Like a lot of people know, if you look at genetics and everything, it would have been now if he would have had if Prince Harry would have had some black in him, maybe the
mhm,
baby would have came out darker. But there was a
yeah,
strong possibility that the baby was going to come out light. And if you look at
n-
these empire and dynasties, why is it that they had to start marrying outside their families? Because they kept the bloodline was so thin, they had to start expanding. And when it comes to African American community, we are one of the most open communities as opposed to other places in the world.
uh,
And
they found out. They found out the baby is light skinned. But you know what? If her mom had some color in her,
mhm,
on her skin, yeah, somewhere down the line, there's somebody's gonna come out, little caramel looking, or I don't think they're gonna get chocolate unless she gets a chocolate somewhere down the line. Somebody gets somebody else chocolate out of their family, but it's done. They're gonna have to get over it. They don't banish them. They moving around to Canada and all these different places. They told them they're not gonna get security and all this stuff. Listen, it's
yeah,
already
Tyler
done.
Perry
Y'all
had
still
to
pouting?
step up and give them help them out with security. Like that's just the fact that they had a problem with a woman of African descent who isn't even dark skinned like us, but it's like they say, if you have a drop of black blood, it still disqualifies. It still disqualifies. I mean, it's just, I remember I was watching the late night show about 3 years ago. John Oliver was on. I seen the video pop back up. He said that this was going to happen. And seeing how it played, I'm like, okay, I can see some things popping. And the fact that how they want to vilify her was just downright awful. I felt like if they had so much problem with it, they should have said something to him in the beginning, like, okay, we don't think she's a fit for our family. We don't want this. This is too revolutionary for us. And then instead of putting her back and now to make her look like he wanted to make it seem like, oh, she took him away from the family. No, the man been wanting to get out of that family for so long. And he said himself he was ready for that change, and she opened up that world for him. And it's just, man, it's like
He
this.
wanted to bust out. It was time to turn him loose. Even you don't, they just banished him. Then they try to say they didn't. Don't lie about it. Be honest. You
Yeah,
didn't
you
want a black
banish
girl in
him
your
without
family.
saying you banish him without saying banish. The whole world knows you banish. You're just trying to do what they're doing, like with censorship. And it's funny, we all know racism still exists in the world. We just want to cover it up. Oh, we moved past this. No, we haven't. It still exists. Looking in the British media, there's maybe only been about 2 or 3 shows with African Americans, maybe about 1 or 2 seasons, but not long lasting shows featuring African Americans. And the thing that some people don't will say no, talk to friends, different denominations. My thing is this: if I see an African American character, I don't want to just see an African American character on every single TV show. I don't want to see every character be a thug. Give us different types of black people in the media that are portrayed decent. Don't constantly try to vilify these people, and that's why the world looks at black people like, okay, if all we see on the media is African Americans or Africans as drug lords, as homewreckers and everything, of course people are going to have a negative light. When she came in, first it was celebrated, and then the more she spent time in Britain, it just got nastier and nastier and nastier. And
Well,
it's just a shame.
guess
Speaking
what?
of
They're gonna have to get
censorship,
over it.
hmm,
Get over it.
hmm,
It's too late. They're gonna have to get over it. That's who he wants. They have a baby now. What you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And that's what they did because they're not around the world family. They're not even in the UK anymore. And it's a problem because when your child does something that you, as a parent, which I am, when your child does something you don't want them to do, you told them not to do, it's a thing of, I don't like this. They're gonna, it's time to cut off the things that I gave you, and that's exactly what they did. You don't want to listen, so guess what? You're not getting security. We're not gonna fund you. Matter of fact, you're not even royalty anymore.
I got you. Let me
They
also
took all this
shout
stuff.
out Alicia's life journey. She said, understand private family business. And that's what it should have been. It should have been probably family business. And now they so mad that she opened her mouth and told the truth. She came into the royal family. First of all, she knew her place. And I say that not to be disrespectful. She knew first and foremost, I'm not here to be the queen. I'm here to just try to coexist with you all. I'm marrying your son. She wasn't coming to the family to cause problems. She had to learn their culture, learn how they do things and operate. And like you said, they had to leave the UK. Why? He feared that the same thing that would happen to her happened to his mom would happen to her. The fact that he had that much fear of losing not just his wife and child, he had to leave. And think about it, he was young when he lost his mom, Diane.
Hmm.
The fact that that fear is something that defined him, that had him have that much worry from the time he was a child all the way up to now. Think about it. I gotta protect my wife. I'm pretty sure the queen upset. I'm pretty sure the rest of them upset. But at the end of the day, once you marry a woman, that's your family. You had to do
Yep.
what was best.
Don't get mad, Queen Elizabeth. Don't get mad. Your little prince wanted to sling some royal weenie somewhere else, and you didn't like it. Oh, she's throwing a royal tantrum. Boo hoo hoo. Guess what? He ain't in your territory, so you can do whatever the heck he wants to, and that's exactly what he's doing. And I hope he has another baby really soon.
They do. They do have a baby. It's a girl, if I'm not mistaken. A girl is coming next.
Oh, she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Get it, Prince.
Get it.
Purple
Make the
rain, baby,
more
right
beautiful.
on that queen
Yeah.
head.
I I hope that they eventually find peace among their family because nobody wants their family business aired out
Chocolate
online.
baby on the way.
Another chocolate baby, and
No,
the
no, no.
thing is,
Ain't no
even with
another. No, no, no. This one needs to have some color. If y'all got to get a magic marker, permanent marker, color the baby. Send him a picture.
Look, and you do the opposite of what Michael, and you do the opposite of what Michael do. Now Archie, he
Bathe that
looks
baby in
like
chocolate,
take him to the chocolate factory. Willy
right?
Wonka got
You know the little chocolate fountains they be having at the buffet. just
you.
just baptize them in there.
With that beautiful chocolate skin.
Yes, year
Yeah.
round suntan, baby. The queen gonna hate it.
hmm Another thing I wanted to talk to you about is censorship, and you transition from families and talking about how they try to cover things up. Megan, they always try to portray her bad. Now I even think about cartoons. I remember growing up, being a kid, seeing Looney Tunes, seeing Transformers, seeing GI Joe, seeing Power Rangers, Pokemon, whatever else I watched as a kid. Now, when I look at stuff these kids watch on TV, I'm like, this is a dumb version of what I used to watch. People say what my generation grew up with is garbage. I look at my mom's generation, to my generation, cartoons used to have some educational knowledge. Then they said cartoons were so action packed. Now they just make these shows so censored. Like they took out Pepe Le Pew out of the new
Wait, how old are
Space
you?
Jam. I'll be 24 this coming May.
Oh,
But see,
oh.
I went back. My mom has showed me some of the stuff she's watched. My dad has shown me some of the stuff he's watched. And I said, dog, y'all grew up with some good shows. I look at what my brother watches and I'm just like, this is garbage, bro.
Your mom got to be around my age. Hey, mom been showing you the cartoons of old. Yeah, they definitely were different from these goofy cartoons they have out right now. None of our
Yeah.
cartoons from back then would survive now. Everything would be uh
Censored, wiped out.
yeah, too much violence, too much mess. And, and you don't have this type of person in it, so we can't show it to everybody. You don't have this you don't have a uh I don't even want to go there, man. It's just
Matter of fact, let me go there. Let me pull it out. I'm gonna hit two. I'm gonna hit two main points, and I'm gonna leave it alone. Have you ever heard of Degrassi?
I've heard of it, but I never checked it
Okay, so Degrassi is a series that spans multiple generations, from about your generation to my little brother's generation. He's 16 right now. About, I want to say about 2 years ago, if I remember correctly, Degrassi had ended. It was Degrassi High, Degrassi Next Generation, and Degrassi Next Class. Oh, my bad. And the Kids of Degrassi Street. That was way back when you were young. That's when that came out.
out.
All the way up to Degrassi Next Class, the show was going strong. Around the final season, they had this particular episode. Me and my friends, we argued about it, and I asked, and then he was like, "Well, this show doesn't feel the same way about it." He said, "I don't feel the same way," and I said, "Of course," because I said Degrassi went from a show to tackling different problems to tackling one problem. There was this one character, Marco, on the show. He was part of the LGBT community. This was way back when I was growing up. Marco, they had Marco around. For my brothers, about my time, my brother, was growing up and everything. Degrassi was mostly with. I think almost half of them were LGBT community and everything. And do, my friend, he was the LGBT community member, and he was just like, man, he said everybody's the same, and it's just like, I said, no. I said the show is supposed to be different type of problem. I said when Marco came back, I said Marco no longer felt special. And when it is that, when you have these different types of characters, you try to force them in the shows, it doesn't have that same flow. Like Alicia Journey told her to go watch She-Ra. She saw Bo. She said, I know they didn't put a little black boy in the little heart thing. And I
Mhm.
was just like, that's what they did to him. And then on top of that, they changed the dynamic of what made the show special. And that's the problem. It's like, if you're gonna give me a show, if you're gonna give me a character, let me have a meaningful connection. For example, me and my friends like comics. when they brought Wally Wash, I said, you know what? I like this version of Wally because this is the Titans version. This is the League version. This new character that you gave me isn't what I like. He doesn't have that same flair.
Hmm.
And when they put these shows out on the networks now, and they expect us to like it, we're like, no, it doesn't have the same entertainment. It doesn't. It's not even about the violence. It doesn't have the same storyline and flow that the predecessors shows had. Like Teen Titans Go, that's goofy. I told my brother, turn this off. It's just something to laugh at. Because you've heard the Looney Tunes. When we go to Looney Tunes, I know you've heard the Looney Tunes go through so many phases. So how do you feel about the new Space Jam? You know they censored Lola Bunny too. She went from being slim and nice, now she thick.
Who?
Lola Bunny.
Lola Bunny?
Yeah.
For real?
Oh, let me make sure. So let me pull it up. Give me
Huh?
1 second. That's how I'm about to pull it up. If I remember correctly, I was looking at the new Space Jam. They kind of got Lola thick.
Yeah, they giving all animations, no matter what their race is, booties and boobies.
I don't know what I'm about. I
Everybody
think
want to be built.
because you and Lisa Journey, y'all were talking about Pepe Le Pew and y'all were talking about Johnny Bravo, and it was
Hmm.
just funny to me because I remember Johnny would try to flirt with these girls and he would get beat up. And Pepe Le Pew, he just wanted cat. And now you want to cut that out like Powerpuff Girls. They got rid of Miss Cerebellum because they felt that she was over sexualized. I mean, come on.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes, they did.
Listen, this is my problem right now.
Hmm.
This is my problem. You can have an opinion, right? You can have an opinion about things, but what makes this world go round is things being different, things catering to different audiences. If this is what you like, that doesn't mean everything on TV needs to be what you like. That's why there are different stations, a bunch of different stations, a bunch of different movies, a bunch of different cartoons. If you don't like it, don't watch it, right? I don't want certain things in every damn show I watch. Every
Exactly.
movie does not have to have this type of character. Stop reminding us all the damn time. All right? If you don't like it, don't watch it. It does not have to be your way. Every food does not have to be your way. Vegans do not have to have a vegan burger at a Chinese buffet. That's just not what they serve.
That's
You know what I'm
not.
saying? You don't have to have what you call it, the LGBTQ couple in a wedding for that has a man and a woman getting married. You don't have to.
Let
The
me
person
quote
that's paying
Riley.
for it, the person that created it, the person that's sponsoring it, let them run it. If you don't
I
like it,
remember
don't go. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
I remember what Riley and Boondock said. He said lettuce gaze. No, he said lettuce gaze and bacon and confuse. Plus, he said what the plus stands for. Somebody said confuse. And it's just like I tell a lot of people, I say I'm a very loving person. I don't hate nobody. If you're gonna put things in TV shows, like I tell people, for me, it's not always about having a black character. I say
It's
look at
not.
what
A
they
black character does not have to be in everything, just like a white character doesn't. Everything is
exactly.
different. Everything is different, and you can't get mad because the person who created it that way. Who are
Mhm.
you? You don't like it, don't watch it.
Yeah, like give me an original version of a character. Like I tell everybody, a lot of people, some of my friends in my circle, like, man, you hate the Black Flash. I said, actually, I said, yeah, I do. I said, look at him. He's bad in the comics. He's bad in live action. This is before they start giving him a more better role. I was saying I'm used to seeing the Flash portrayed as cool. I said, don't give me a half baked Flash. Give me something that's special. Give me something that's different. That's why Black Panther was special. That's why
Hmm.
movies like Coming to America were special. And then when you do have, movies that feature a predominantly white cast or Asian cast or Latino cast, you want to connect with them on a level. You might not understand everything, but you know what? Certain people fit certain movies. You don't have to force other people.
And you never know what your audience might like.
Exactly.
I don't need a straight person in a all gay film. I don't need a black person in an all white film. I'm not gonna complain about that stuff. And now, are you gonna say something about it? You could, but so what? Let that shit go.
Let
Sorry
it
to curse
go.
on your thing, man. Just let it go.
It's fine.
Let
It's fine. It's
whoever
fine. Because I had to keep my peace when over some things with Alicia. And she said, you gotta bring it down. You gotta bring it down a little
you
bit. You can't
do.
you can't you can't say that. I said, look, that's the problem with the world. Everybody trying to be so politically correct. There's no truth and there's no actuality. Nobody want to talk about the facts. Everybody want to argue. Well, this show's not for you. This show is our love letter. Have you seen the
Right.
original show? No, you haven't. You don't know what this character about. You can't just turn a character gay and expect us to be happy and dance.
That really
Let
bothers me.
somebody original come along to the show. I'm like, okay, it makes sense. I understand. Let it happen naturally.
And you can tell when they try to stick those kind of characters in something that they weren't in. Like you didn't
Mm-hmm.
have to do that. You did
Mm-hmm.
not have to do that. And I forgot what the last show was on Netflix that I checked out that had that. I was like, come on, this is so out of place. You could have created a whole nother show off of this one character that had nothing to do with this.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's
and
my
it's just the
spinoff
way
for
that it
today.
is. Don't try. Yeah, a spin. What? Not even a spinoff. They could have created a whole nother thing and not even did it. it it's it just irks my nerves. Art is art. Let people do their art. You know, that
Like for me,
not
one
not
of
to
the
go
best
back too
examples.
far. Even the Moonlight movie.
Mhm.
I have not watched that movie just because I already knew what was going to happen in it, and that kind of stuff is just not for me. I don't want to watch it. Now, at the same time, someone can be like, "Oh, you're homophobic." I'm just like, "No, I'm not. That's just not what I want to watch." I have friends that are lesbian or gay or whatever, but that does not mean I have to sit around and watch it. Watch it
Mhm.
on TV or in a movie or something like that. It's just not what I'm
Mhm.
into. But
Mhm.
people are people, and I can be friends with them. That's cool.
Mhm.
And if you don't understand that, too damn bad for you. This is my life. You know.
Exactly. The thing about it, people is like this, and I hate to say it like this. Love the people, hate the sin. Just because you don't agree with something that somebody might do doesn't mean that you can't appreciate the art that they do. Because you can be like,
Hmm.
okay, there's a gay movie. You know what? Okay, that was a good story. It's not really
Yeah, it
something
could
I
have been.
enjoy,
It could
but
be.
it's for you.
Right.
Don't sit here and
You put
tell
out
me.
your art. What? Who am
Hmm.
I to say? No, you got to take that off TV. No, I'm just not gonna watch it because it's not
Hmm.
something I want to watch. You know.
Hmm.
That's simple. And not to say that I'm gonna get mad at somebody who watched it. I don't care. But I
If
already
you
heard
watch
about
it,
it.
do you?
I,
Do you? The last thing that I want to speak to you about is we kind of brought it up a little bit, the situation with the Asians. First and foremost,
ay ay ay.
it was a
This
tragic
that is
act.
such a mess.
It 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 was a tragic accident. In the same time, like I tell people, some people say you should be a little bit more sympathetic. I got some Asian in me myself, little Blasian. So you like say, "Oh, you Blasian?" Yeah, I
You
do
got
have.
what? You got what?
Said I'm Blasian, and I said
Blazer.
and I say,
You got some
first of all,
teriyaki in your blood.
and like I tell people, people always not to make this a Black Lives Matter moment. I tell people all the time when we talk about gays, when we talk about Asians, we talk about Latino, tell people I said, okay, we all grow through stuff, but that's why we first of all have to treat each other better. What happened? That man shouldn't have went and killed Asians. No life should have been lost. Same time, it also comes down to how you treat people. I want to know what else happened. What made him just go in there and do it? And
Well,
one community wants sympathy, but at the same time, you have to show that sympathy to all other communities. So people know that
right.
African Americans, Asians have been, California, blacks and Asians shooting at each other. Sometimes in the hair stores, they say Asians treat blacks bad. Have I had to deal
Right.
with that? Have I had to deal with that? No. Do I know people who've dealt with that? Yes.
They still deal with it.
We still
So
got to
many
deal with
stories I hear about people from Africa going to live in China
it
or
in
in
Asia.
Asia getting mistreated, getting blacklisted and all kind of stuff. And
hmm Did
I'm
you
I'm
know
like,
that some places in Asia, I'm not gonna specifically say which country, but some places in Asia, they won't even let you go into a place. It's almost like you're going back to America when they told you you couldn't eat and dine at this place. This is an only place. I remember going to one place with him. They said I was too black.
hmm,
Had an Asian aunt, and she was like, "He's Asian too." Like, he black. And I was just like, "Okay, that's fine by me. I still so support. I still so love." Somebody like, "Man, you letting that bother you?" I said, "No." I said, "What happened to the Asians who died?" I said, "I pray for them. I'm praying for their family." It's just like, I'm still looking at everything, and it just comes down to the fact that if a black life is lost, we also need to help the Asians as well. If a Latino life is lost, we all have to give each other that continuous support. Because why do these things happen? Because somebody has hate in their heart. But let's also look at it. People mistreat people every day. We have to move past that hate. And that is my cue. I have to get ready for work. And God, I want to end on this note. God made us all on one blood, whether you're black, white, Asian, gay, a vampire, or a lion. We're all in one blood. And it comes down to we have to treat each other with love. Why is it that we constantly have all these problems, from the murders of George Floyd to the murders at these hotels to the murders with the Asian community, African community, Latino, and the white community? Is because there's still hatred in the heart. And until we extinguish that hate, we're going to keep having these problems in the black community, in the Asian community, the white community, the Latino, the Christian, the Muslim. If we don't move past hate, we're going to constantly have these problems. Our
but this is
kids are
something
going to
that's
have
not
these
going away.
problems.
It's not
And you
it's
know
not ever
why?
going to go away because
Because
the
somebody
the parents
always
of
is
the
going to
people
have
that
that
were
hate.
hating are passing it down.
They do. They pass the hate. They raise the hate. And it just sucks.
And in order for it to exist, it has to get passed down, and there has to be like-minded souls around it. So it
hmm
could be a neighborhood. It could be it could be 12 houses on a block, but if 10 of them have hate, the two are going to be hated. You know what I'm saying? Even
hmm
if they don't care or they don't pay it any attention, it's the rest of the block still exists. All right, and
hmm
they're gonna have kids, they're gonna have friends, they're gonna have family, and it just keeps going, and it's never gonna end. It's never gonna end. And as sympathetic um as you can be to another race, there's somebody that's probably living behind them that's saying,
That
aha,
hate
that should
them.
have happened. That's the way it's supposed to be. And this has, like the dude said, it had nothing to do with that. It was somewhere in there, but this is my interpretation of what happened. You know, not the opinions of anyone else but me for right now. This
hmm
guy, this guy was going to this place. These people that ran this place were running an illegal operation, just like they are all over the place. These spas where you can go and get the happy ending. And he was going there to get his happy ending. Hold on, somebody's calling me. Yeah. Hold on, my phone is ringing. Mm, okay, my bad. My phone was ringing. So you go to these places for these happy endings, right? And you know
Oh,
the
you know about that.
yeah, the better. I mean, I know about it. Never did it, but the better business bureaus and feds and everybody don't know about it, and if they do, they're probably getting paid off. So this
Oh
guy
yeah,
was
you
used to
most
going
definitely
there.
believe.
Yeah, of course. This happens all the time. These
Most
dudes
definitely.
go these dudes go to these places and get their rocks off. The dudes with money and whatever addictions, like this guy said. He went there one day and decided that he wanted to eliminate what was tempting him. And even though these people were getting away with it, somewhere it was burning somebody up, and it was this guy. So, being that he's light skinned, and usually when a light skinned person goes and shoots up a place, it's racially motivated. That's exactly what they called it. And he went in there and he killed these people because they was in there selling booty after your spa treatments. And he did what he did, and he was coming down here to Florida to do it again. And they caught him. Now, the problem is that they're trying to say that it was a hate crime. Now you tell me this, D. Tell me something. I ain't no rocket scientist or even the smartest guy in the world. But if you go in and you shoot 8 people and kill them, you kill them, you get caught, go to trial, get convicted. Why the F does it matter if it's a hate crime? What is that gonna
Um,
do?
I look at it like this: if it was a hate crime, he would have went into other places to do it too. And
But it doesn't matter.
I hate to stereotype it, but Asians, I mostly hear about that among the Asian community. I thought he did it because he didn't get what he was paid for, what he was promised. But
I don't know.
do I think it's a hate crime?
Those
No, I do not.
details you probably won't know until unless you go inside the court with them, because they're not going to release it. They're already hiding stuff.
Now, what we
They were
could
hiding
hear,
the fact that it was a happy ending play.
what I look at is this: if it comes out that it is a hate crime, I'm gonna need more details, and this is why. How the criminal justice process works. They're gonna make him offers. He's gonna do a couple years, and he'll either be out or he'll get a reduced sentence for good behavior.
For killing
If they
eight
say
people.
it's a hate crime, they're gonna try to pay him off and give him incentives to say that it was a hate crime. That is what
But
I am worried about.
hate crimes are the same as murder crimes. If you killed somebody and they say it's a hate crime, what's the damn difference? That's what I'm trying to get at. He killed 8 people. He killed 8 people. So
It should
you had to
it
hate. You had to hate something to kill people. You hate something.
should
If you're gonna say that it was a hate crime that he went in there and killed all these Asians, you can say anybody who kills somebody else it's a hate crime, can't you?
well, yes, you can. I mean, you got to look at the fact that you take somebody's life. The fact that you went and ended somebody's life shows that you didn't value the fact that they breathe.
Right. So you hate their life.
Exactly.
You could call anything a hate crime if that's the case. What's the
But are they
damn
going to
difference?
do it? There's too many terminologies. Taking somebody's life is taking somebody's life. And that's what I'm ended on that, man.
What's the damn difference?
I'm gonna have to talk to you off stream before I see it. One sec.
He hated that they was in there selling booty. So he said it. He said it himself. He wanted to get rid of the possibility that they could do it to anybody else. And the problem is that there's a whole crap load more of them going on. So sorry, guy, it didn't work out. Just like any other crime that involves you killing a bunch of people, all you did was kill those people, which is bad. That's terrible. It's ridiculously terrible. But guess what? There are more out there, so you didn't do much crap. Okay, so you're going to jail, thinking the same way that you do, and Big Bubba is now your daddy. Okay, so what you had to
We about to end it. We about to end it. I'm about to walk into
say?
work.
Okay.